Today, we are visiting two communities in Mali to observe an innovation and see whether we can also learn from it. Especially, this is good for urbanites or people who stay in urban communities and want to practice some home gardening or market gardening. So we're traveling to two communities, as I mentioned. One is 𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀. So 𝘀𝗀𝗀 is a city in Mali, and it lies in south central Mali, that and few kilometers away from Bamako. And the community or the city shares boundary with the river Niger. The second community or city is 𝗵𝗂𝗄, is a city in south of Mali and the capital of 𝗵𝗂𝗄 region. And it's Malian's second largest city. What do we have to learn from this community? We're going to see that there's an innovation that is taught to women and young people in a semi-arid region where rainfall is erratic. Now, what is this innovation all about? So on the screen, we'll see that women are taught to fetch sand. Now, this sand is actually mixed with organic matter, and the sand can be mixed with cow dung or other animal droppings, and you have to mix it well. Or you can also add any sort of nutrient enhancing component to the soil. If you live in an area where it's there's a refuse dump and the soil is already rich, then you don't need to go through this process. But for this community, the soil is a bit sandy, so they have to mix the sandy soil with manure, and that's the process the men are assisting. So having mixed the soil with manure, the women help in filling the sack. Then this sack is sealed by sewing the edges. And what we see later on is that you can use an empty can to perforate holes on one side of the sack. So we can see that the men are helping in the process. So this is a very easy technique to do in your house. You can try this. And the holes are perforated nicely at one side of the sack. And so we can see this is the end product. So at the end, if you have tomato seedlings or pepper seedlings, you can transplant them into the perforated holes and then water it nicely. It's a technique or an innovation that can be very helpful depending on your location. So, for example, if you live in an urban community where you find it difficult to organize or find space to conduct a market gardening or an urban gardening, you can have this small, can do these sacks beside using the containers. This can also be a very nice innovation that you can organize in a small space in front of your house or in the corner somewhere to cultivate tomato, pepper, or other vegetables. Now, in the idea behind teaching these women the innovation is that the gardening helps rural women dispose of a wide range of vegetables. They are able to produce wide range of vegetables for food through these small boxes, and then it saves time walking several kilometers to the farm, and compared to having this small garden close by where you can quickly harvest some tomato or some vegetable leaves, and it's advantageous. So they have more time to rest and they're able to cook rich, nutritious food for their children. So anyone watching this video can learn also from this innovation. You can practice this, and there are a lot of advantages that can be gained. It saves time and you diversify your income. and then they are able to save some money, especially during harvest. Imagine that you have this garden in your house, and so you do not spend money going to the market to buy tomato. So it's also a source of alternative income. The project is implemented by Rise Against Hunger and Ahmed. Next time we'll show you another interesting video about these women, in another group of women in Mali. Have a wonderful time and see you next week on 𝗴𝗲𝗀𝗀 series.